Hey guys, this week I'm going to teach you basics on wood burning. Make sure that you have an adult. Also, the techniques that I use, you can also use a marker. If you're a little bit younger and you want to kind of make the same thing. This is also going to carry over until next week, because I'm going to teach you how to finish off your box and actually turn it into a box purse, and you can carry it around with you and keep your wallet in there, and it'll be awesome. So thanks, and I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so the things that you're going to need to do this are a small ribbon, a pair of scissors, a pencil. You might want to have some vellum paper, which is a plastic sheet that is very similar to paper, and you'd use that for stenciling. You don't want to use it with your wood burning tool, but you might want to make a stencil and then draw the outline on your box. And this box has to be wood, with no paint on it, just raw material, no varnish, no lacquer, just wood. And also a plastic or glass container of some sort to hold water. And this is very important as well. Now, this is your wood burning tool. This is already preheated, so as you can see, I have it in a ceramic container, which is similar to glass or porcelain or stone, because it is not flammable, it doesn't melt, and that's where I'm keeping my wood burning tool. As a safety precaution, I have a plastic container here next to my workstation, and I'm going to put water into it. You don't need to fill the whole thing, but you want to have a couple of inches, and you want to make sure that your wood box or whatever it is you're doing wood burning on can fit into the container. And it's a safety precaution that I keep it here on the side because the wood burning tool is actually electric. So you don't want to mix water and electricity. It's very bad. So if this is sitting on the floor, there's no way that it can spill. I'm also putting aside my vellum paper and stencil because we won't need it now, like I said, but it's just good to have it prepared so you don't use your wood burning over, you don't put the design over anything that you want to put another design on. So if I didn't know where the stencil was going to go on this wood box, my design might go over the edges just a little bit, and then that would mess up this design. So that's the reasoning for that. Now I've traced my stencil on here with pencil. This is an area I'm not going to work with right now, but I want to make sure that my design doesn't go over the edges of where this design is. So I put it there now. I just used a pencil. Don't use anything like a marker, just something you can even erase if necessary. And now I'm going to go ahead and put my design onto the box. And over the next couple weeks, I'm going to finish up this tutorial. So this will actually be a giveaway. If anybody's interested, you can leave a comment in the section below. But this is going to be a perfect accessory for St. Patrick's Day. It's actually just a box now, but I got this on clearance from the craft stores. You can see this little wood peg things here. It was actually supposed to be a purse, but I got it 50% off because it's damaged. And that's the way I found it. Maybe somebody came up and dropped it on the floor. But also these stickers are here. They're paper. You don't want to do your wood burning over these. So you want to make sure that you remove them. But I'm going to work on the other side now. So let's see where it goes. Now, the ribbon is actually just my way of trying to keep you guys out of trouble, because this because the wood burning tool does get very hot. It is definitely not safe to leave on unattended. It's not safe to use without adult supervision. And I want to say that you should put this ribbon on your finger, so or on your arm, tie it around so you don't forget. But maybe you could write it on your hand, which might be a little bit better, because then it won't get in your way while you're working with this hot tool, because again, this could probably get hot if it was near it. So we're just going to keep this in mind. I'd really like it if you'd write it on your hand, because I don't want you to forget. I don't want you to leave this unattended. But here I drew the design in pencil, kind of how I want it to look. It's a Celtic knot. It took me a couple hours to design, and then it took me about another 20 minutes to again draw the design on here, but I already had the design here. As you can see, this is a rubbing of it. But we'll just get started. And you want to take your wood burning tool in the hand that you use if you're left-handed or right-handed. You obviously want to use that hand, whichever one you feel more comfortable using. And you hold it like this, kind of like you would a pencil or a pen or a marker when you're writing. And you're just going to want to go with the outline. Make sure that you know, you're finished with this, because you don't want to ruin your box. This is permanent, so once you start, you know, it's the way it's going to look. So I'm going to do the edge first. And you actually work it very slowly, because it does take a moment for this to go. And you also want to make sure that you have proper ventilation, so you don't want to have a fan blowing right on you, but you want to make sure that your windows are open. Like so. And you apply a little bit of pressure as you're doing your burning as well. It makes the process much quicker and a cleaner line. And believe it or not, my uncle Edmund, he is an artist, and you know, he's been an artist as long as I've known him. He's very good too, but he got me my first wood burning kit when I was about 7, and maybe that's a little bit young for most people, but for whatever reason, he wanted to see me become a artist and have the ability to do it right. So I did start doing this very young. My designs probably weren't as good as they can be now. Just because I've gotten a little bit older, I've honed in on my skills. And you can move this box around, you can rotate it to kind of make it easier, because the cord can be restricting. And again, another safety precaution is you want to make sure that you have your bucket of water, just in case you need water and you need to extinguish, or when you're done burning your design, it's always a good idea to dip it in the water just in case. And that is our outline. And I'm kind of working, I'm looking at the image that I drew just to make sure that I don't mess this up, because Celtic knots are very intricate. And if you miss a line, it kind of just messes with the whole design. That's why I wanted to sketch it out first and make sure that I did it exactly right. And I still messed up. Just messed up, see? But I think I can fix that. But when you're crossing lines on a Celtic knot, it's supposed to be kind of like a weave, so it's every other line goes under or above. You'll kind of see a little bit more what I'm talking about when this is finished. Now, you can fill in your design, and you feel it. It does feel kind of warm. It's definitely not hot to the touch, but you can fill in your design however you like. Obviously, you don't have to make a Celtic knot. I'm just doing this because St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and it's a Celtic design, which is from Ireland, Scotland, Wales. You also see similar designs in Russian art and architecture, Byzantine, Arabic, all, you see it everywhere. It's kind of the cool thing about art is that these people live so far from each other in such different places and times and rarely travel to see each other, yet they come up with the same kind of designs. I always thought that's very cool. Design continuity, if you will. And I'm going to go ahead and just touch this up, but before I do that, I want to make sure that your hot device is aside, but I'm going to just dip this into water. It not only makes it safer, it kind of cleans up the design, it seals it in. And remember to unplug your wood burning tool. Very important to do that. Very, very important. Also, like I said, you can't burn over paper, stickers, paint, so don't do that because there could be some bad fumes that are very bad for you. And give me just a minute. I'm going to move this off here. And again, you have to be over 18 to work with some of these tools. You can't get them. They will not sell them to you unless you're of a certain age or unless your parents buy them for you, or you know, an adult. And I almost got this sticker off here. And this is a pretty short video because next week I'm going to do a little bit more work to this, and it's actually going to be a purse, but it's good how it is now. And I'm going to take these little nubs off here, and you can actually sand that down with some sandpaper if you've got a rigid edge here. That, yeah, I'll have to sand that down before we get started next week. But this is what your box will look like. And like I said, this is permanent. You can see all the little grooves in there. This actually took, to fill in all this, took about 45 minutes. I just finished it, and I hope you think it looks nice. But like I said, this will be given away. I'm not going to put it in the title of this video, just for my own personal reasons, but if you'd like to win this, just like, subscribe, or do a combination of one of those, but leave a comment so you know I actually know that you're interested in winning this, and I will ship it to you when it's done. And I hope it looks really cool, because to be honest, I don't like to make stuff that I don't think looks alright. It's not perfect, but guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, just leave a comment if you like it. You know, thanks. Hey guys, I hope you like this tutorial. If you have any ideas that you'd like to see, or any requests, let me know. And thanks. See you next week.